Welcome back to the Double Down team, or Double D team, TDDT. I know that's a mouthful. Um, like I said, I'm fairly new. I don't know how long I'm going to be saying that. Probably for the remainder of this month for sure. um, this is still a new genre for me. This is still a new endeavor. I'm still filling out, you know, this whole YouTube channel deal, and so far, I mean, I feel pretty optimistic. I feel good about things. So, to no surprise, I haven't really had too much people view my channel or have any feedback on top of that. I think there's only been a handful of views, and nobody's left a comment on my video so far. Hopefully that'll change though. Hopefully that'll switch up. Sooner than later. So, anyways, I want to talk about kind of just current events. Uh, there's a lot of just random. I mean, the world's full of random stuff. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got all that chaos in Brazil. It seems like the same kind of sentiment. Like that was felt on January 6th is resonating with a lot of people down there too. Uh, I'm really divided. On that. I do feel like people should have a voice. If they feel like their voice isn't heard. To what degree is it, I guess, acceptable, or what degree does it turn into anarchy? I'm not sure. I mean, storming a government building. I mean, uh, I think I'd feel different if it was a, a, a tyrannic government, or a tyrannic dictatorship or leadership. I'd probably feel different about it. But I don't feel like the United States or Brazil has that type of. We don't have that type of government or leadership, and that type of government or leadership isn't allowed for the most part to occur in those countries. Those are two big countries that have, I think, a very outstanding democratic record. Uh, when it comes to how government is operated and the control and the balance, checks and balances. Um, and it's just interesting, seeing that there's a right wing movement that's occurring throughout the world. It seems that way at least. You have it down in Brazil. I haven't really kept up with any of the other like American or countries in the Americas, at least North or South America. I haven't really noticed it too much. I know like Argentina always seems to have like a right wing wave occur every once in a while. They're a very conservative country, but you're seeing it a lot in like countries that are very liberal usually, like in Europe, like Western Europe. You're seeing it in countries like France and like Germany. I mean, Spain's more. I would say they have a big conservative basis over there, so I can't really say that it's happening there. But it's surprising to see it in places like France and Germany. Uh, all the right wing, movements that are occurring. As you can see, I'm still kind of feeling out this YouTube thing, trying to get some privacy. I do have, I don't live alone. So that's why I'm kind of peering back all the time. I mean, you never know when somebody might walk into my garage, but usually this is my man cave, so I don't usually get disturbed here. But you never know. Um, my washer and dryer out here in the garage, so somebody might decide to pop in. Another current event that has been occurring that I've noticed was Andrew Tate. Now, that situation really is interesting in my opinion. I wasn't too familiarized with Andrew Tate. You know, I mean, I follow some area genres in YouTube. I feel like, you know, there's so much monitoring on what you look up on internet, what you view on YouTube, that you get thrown the same kind of content for the most part. Um, I mean, when it comes to like content creators or just individuals or entities that talk about like the revival of like masculinity, and that's, or just figures that talk about masculinity in general. I mean, I listen to like Richard Cooper and Jordan Peterson's the two people I listen to, and I like their content for the most part. Not too familiar with Andrew Tate. He seems like a controversial figure, you know. I don't know what to make of him at times. It seems like he's well articulate. He's a articulate individual. He's very you know, well worded. You could tell there's a high level of intelligence there, but you can also see at points there's a level of, I don't know. I guess there's always going to be a little bit of drama or a little bit of, you know, spiciness to anything, you know. Um, and, you know, that one back and forth with the environmentalist. What's her name? Greta Thunberg or Thornburg. I'm probably chopping that up, but that was kind of interesting. Her response was pretty funny. Uh, that's just interesting though, because at the same token, I mean, when it comes to figures, there's like when it comes to polarizing figures. On top of that, you know, I just I think they got a bigger target on their back, and like what Andrew Tate, when I was going back and watching, viewing a lot of his videos, I'm seeing that he's like, it's a matter of time before somebody comes and, you know, puts me in jail or something. And I think he also mentioned that there was organizations or entities that were that had, you know, had him on their list, you know. So what entities those are, I'm not too sure. I know his father is American, African American from America. His mom, I believe's British, and so I don't know. I know he has British citizenship. I don't know if he has American citizenship too. I mean, I'm not too familiarized with if you have an American parent, if you're a citizen yourself. I would want to lean yes on that, but I'm not 100% sure though. And then the interesting thing is that he moved to Romania. And what caught my eye too is like, I know he was a MMA fighter and he made some money off that. You know, I think MMA fighters probably top out. I mean, he wasn't a, or he was a kickboxer, and I mean, he couldn't have been topping out at a. I mean, I think he mentioned it himself. It was in the hundreds of thousands was his yearly, you know, salary or income. He wasn't busting through the $1 million ceiling. So I was kind of wondering, like, how did he come about? I know content creator. You know, I know he was making a lot of content on YouTube and putting it out there with his brother, but it always gets me wondering, like, how do these people come up with this amount of money? I mean, unless they're living on loans and stuff. Another one that kind of, I'm going off topic a little bit. Another figure on YouTube that I follow sometimes, and I'm wondering, how did he go from, you know, being a, you know, in a California prison, you know, 4 years ago, I don't know how many years ago, to having mansions. Is Wes Watson is another figure. I know that's off the Andrew Tate topic, but it's just interesting to see these figures, you know, blow up and appear to portray that they have, you know, a vast amount of wealth. But anyways, going back to Andrew Tate, it just I think, you know, he's a very outspoken person, to a point where it can be charismatic. Some people can gravitate to that. I know that is a trait that some people like. To what degree did was he doing what he was alleged to be doing when it comes to you know, sex trafficking or human trafficking? Who knows? You know, I don't know what the evidence is, and they haven't really spoke about it. So we'll follow that and see see where that goes, you know. And then moving on, I want to go local now. You know, California. It's just it's been raining a lot here, and we I haven't had we haven't had this amount of rain in such a long time. You know, and it's to the point where I'm driving down the freeway or I'm driving down the street, and I'm starting to lose my traction. You know, I'm starting to slide, and it's kind of scary. I mean, I know we've been in a drought for a long time, and I always hear other people from other states saying, "Oh, California don't have any water. California, you know, they're pretty much a useless big state that depends on everybody else for water." And that's not. I mean, I guess to a certain degree it might be true, but that's not entirely true. There is a lot of water in the northern California regions. Excuse me, sorry. Getting the water that is 6 or 8 hours north of LA and the big freaking cities is hard, you know. And on top of that, there's a lot of farmland in California. We produce people don't think it's true, but we produce a vast amount of not just the nation's food, but the world's produce. We produce a quite a bit of agriculture in this state. There's so much crops that are not produced anywhere else in in the nation, in the United States, but here in California. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. So yes, we do require water. We do purchase probably water from out of state. But at the end of the day, we're producing so much stuff. Yes, there might be other states that are known for certain foods like Georgia's peach, Washington's apple, Idaho's potato, Kansas's wheat, Iowa's corn, and Wisconsin's dairy. But we got all that in one state, and we're like number 2 or number 3 most of the time in all those categories. So, I mean, to sit here and say, oh, this state is known for producing the most apples in the whole nation, or the most whatever in the whole nation, and we're number 2, and we're not. A lot of times, we're not far behind as a number 2 either. So, I'm glad we got rain, but at the same time, it's kind of scary, just seeing the amount of rain and watching car crashes. There's light poles going out. I mean, water and electricity don't mix, so that's kind of scary. But this is much needed, and hopefully it replenishes our reservoirs here, at least for the next. I'm hoping for this next year. If not, maybe it could last 2 years. Hopefully the rain doesn't just stop. I mean, I kind of want it to kind of slow down now, but hopefully throughout the year it still rains on a more consistent basis than it has in the last couple years. I know I'm supposed to be traveling soon this weekend, and it's going to be a 2.5 hour drive, and I'm not looking really forward to that, especially after breaking my left arm, and I have a plate and screws in my wrist now. So I get kind of worried now. Before, I'm not going to say I live in fear, but I'm a little more, I'm a lot more cautious actually, than I was before previously. I mean, I was in the military, like I mentioned before. I mean, I was a truck driver over the road. I've been homeless, and like this is probably the one time now that I've came to my life. I don't know if it's because I'm older now, where I'm just getting a lot more just cautious about things. Just taking my time and just approaching things in a little bit more of a planned out manner. But anyways, I know our farmers really need this water. Our dairymen really need this water. Us as a whole state really need this water, and it's nice to finally get some water. Like I said, I hope it continues on a more consistent basis this year, so we could get out of this drought, at least for the time being. Because I know droughts come and go. So it's nice that we're finally getting some water. Let's see what else. Let's do one more segment because I really don't want to go past the 20-minute mark. I feel like going past the 20-minute mark, people tend to lose attention at that point, and I think a lot of YouTubers go past that mark and don't realize it. Uh, let's go ahead and talk about YouTubers. For the most part, I watch a lot of like prison channels because at one point in time I was living like that type of lifestyle when I grew up. I don't know why the gangster lifestyle was attracting to me when I was a teenager, when I was younger. I joined the Marine Corps. That totally flipped my whole like thought process and feelings, and my whole belief of gangster and gangsterism is just, it went down the toilet. Just I won't lie. The one thing I probably still do, I still kind of have that like apparel a little bit. I try not to wear that apparel a lot. I know like I kind of I think it's more of like a West Coast thing and more maybe a Mexican thing maybe than a gangster thing, because I think gangster just flows in the blood of people that live here in Cali, even even the preppy surfer people, and then I do listen to like still some G music. I mean, I think everybody in the world listens to rap now. It feels like, you got grandma and grandpa listen to some Coolio or whatnot, So the music aspect I probably will always like too. Other than that, when it comes to the attitude, the slang, like the behavior, I'm not attracted to the gangster lifestyle. I don't like the ignorant behavior. I don't like the talk, the dumb talk, the fool, a fool. I'm not attracted to that. Hey, you know what? Hey, I try to articulate myself in a very normal, level-headed approach. I don't try to use too much accent or slang in my verbiage. And then, yeah, I mean, speaking of YouTube, yeah, I do watch prison genres a lot. The channel that I would watch a lot more for entertainment, because I feel like it's nothing against you. I know, I don't know if he ever is gonna watch this or maybe hear somebody say this to him, but Gunners, I don't know. I feel like there is a story there, but there's a whole lot of sprinkles of flavor going on there. That's all I'm gonna say, Then you got the ones that are more like about the community. Like I like American Cholo. I know he comes off a little pie conservative. He might come off a little bit too, too uppity, not ghetto enough. But I like his approach because he's actually. It seems like he's trying to do something for the community more. I mean, I like to listen to Savage too, more for the entertainment purposes. I mean, God bless him. Hope he's in. He went through. He got murdered, and I feel for his family. But that was another one I used to watch. I mean, other than like prison genres, though, I like watching informative things. I like watching videos about new gadgets. Sometimes I go down the rabbit hole and watch, fitness ones. Usually it's very in shape ladies and but I've been watching rehab videos because my arm. Cooking videos I always love. I always like learning something new, something tasty that I would like to try myself. Let's see, because I can't name one off the top of my head. I like Danos. I like Danos, and I like I can't think of his name. Put it on a cracker, dude. I don't know his name, but I love watching him. I like his Cajun accent. Then there's another guy from Alabama, and he always starts off his videos with "All right, guys." He has a high pitch southern drawl. His videos are pretty good. Other than that, that's pretty much what I watch. I do watch, because I'm going to school, a lot of educational videos, TED Talks, or Khan Academy. I recommend those if you ever get a chance to watch. If you want to learn stuff, if you're bored, or if you just want to see something new, and Crash Course. I definitely recommend Crash Course. Those are awesome videos. If you want to learn something interesting and you don't want to be bored, Crash Course. Oh, shit. With that being said, that's my cue to wrap things up. You guys take it easy. I'll see you next time.